Hello, 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 and welcome on in. Hope you are doing well, having a good night or a good day wherever it is that you may be. First 5 minutes will tell him what I'm in for. All right, we got something to look forward to as we begin the fourth episode of Ace Attorney 3 Trials and Tribulations. Remember to stay hydrated, eat some food, get some rest, take care of yourself the best that you can as you need it. And in this moment, it's all that we can ask for. And let's just jump right in. Supposedly, first 5 minutes are going to be very eye-opening to see what we have in store for us. Turnabout beginnings. Turnabout is all one word. As we shall see. All right. Part 1-1 trial, starting with the trial. Let's see what we got. Oh. Shut up, come closer, and I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I don't think that was the guy that was taking the hostage. Phoenix? I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Name Terry Falls. Kidnapping, murder. Sentence, death penalty. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. The very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Oh, we're going back in time. Also, why is Phoenix in, like, the hospital? That's concerning. February 16th, 9:24 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby Number 4. We have, once again, similar to some of the other later cases in the games, started off with a bang. Literally. Alright. We got a hostage situation. Someone's been shot. Someone's fallen in the water. Phoenix is in the hospital for some unknown reason, and we're 6 years in the past. So, you know, we're in for a time. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Hey, bud. I don't know what you mean. He looks totally innocent. He's got those puppy dog eyes, though, not gonna lie. It's true, she's not gonna die. You got like 4 years left. I mean, you will be horribly murdered, but you're not gonna die today. So, silver lining and all that. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia.
I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody.
Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia, make small talk, and try to relax him. So, why did you escape anyway?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lied and escaped from nowhere.
Huh? But, Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago.
Sorry. I told a little lie.
Oh boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody.
Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really, really sorry.
They sentenced me to die 5 years ago. I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it. I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
Yeah, I think the years have been a little tough on this one. Not gonna lie. Two days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman?
Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
So that much is true. He did meet with the victim.
But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true.
I can trust him, right? I mean, I should.
Huh.
Oh, well, that's Godot. That's Godot without the mask. In case anyone wanted to know what Godot looked like. Yeah, let's recap a little bit. Girl fell into the river, presumably. Someone was shot. Phoenix is in the hospital. We were back 6 years in the past on Mia's first case that involves an escaped death row inmate. And now Godot is here. So, yeah. Completely normal starting to a case.
You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy.
Why are you here?
I came to see how our little kitten was doing, all alone in the big, scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with.
Where's Mr. Grossberg?
Yeah, look. That old man's probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando.
The mystery has suddenly faded from the mystique of our friend Godot, and it's definitely coming off a little bit like a little bit of a sleaze here. You know. I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? Oh, good. Diego Armando. You're right. Also, he seemingly knows Phoenix, so how in the world... Does Phoenix know him? I guess we'll find out. Also, interesting defense attorney turned prosecutor, apparently.
Oh, no. You got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest.
Okay, we're quickly deviating into like sexual harassment territories.
After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client.
Yeah. Thanks. Sure wish I could get out of it though.
Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Oh, is it Edgeworth? Is this Edgeworth's first case too? Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned a reputation as a genius since beginning his law career.
Genius?
Well, it's about time to head in, kitten.
We could leave off the kitten part. Yeah, I think it's probably, this must be Edgeworth's first case.
Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time.
Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him. But not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and I heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. I don't know why he reminds me of like a Hunter x Hunter character right now. 10 a.m. in the... Yep, that's Edgeworth, all right. Oh, it's the other judge. We've only seen him once before.
Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Edgeworth looks so young.
I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. It's meant to be Canadian? Well, that ain't gonna happen.
Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age.
At 20, Your Honor.
I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh?
Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. They both look so young, dude. It's only been 6 years, but like... Yeah.
Young people running a trial, I'm not too sure how I feel about that.
They're so young looking. And at the same time, it's only been 6 years, but like, even in the flashback, Phoenix didn't look that much younger. In his, like, in his... the first case in which Mia was trying to get him off. Which was like, supposedly like 5 years. Six years Edgeworth looks like he lost the ability to sleep. Yeah, no kidding. All the light in his eyes went away in 6 years. Well, I guess all the light in Mia's eyes also went away in 6 years, but anyway. It's true. Still under Von Karma's thumb here.
Now then, the defendant in the case is certainly a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct?
Precisely.
But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a a policewoman was murdered.
So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death. Oh yeah, the outfit did stand out to me too. It's much fancier. That does make sense if it's all like Manfred von Karma. You know, I prefer his present one. It's very fancy, almost kind of like garish.
You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago, when I was still a fetus. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old.
Feeble-minded 15-year-old. Yeah, like I said, a fetus.
A truly horrible crime, I remember it well. There's no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony.
A witness's testimony? Oh. Oh, so that was from, I guess, 11 years ago from when Phoenix's times are.
The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal.
Yup, sure was. Classic Ace Attorney way.
She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said the witness, Mr. Falls, threw his young victim into the river.
Oh, that's interesting. Because we know there was a gunshot at some point.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Oh. So there was no body? So we don't actually know?
So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. The policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. There's only one thing on his mind: to take revenge against the woman who convicted him.
It's not very unbiased of the judge.
Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, yes. Quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome. Your Honor?
Watch yourself, Miss Fey. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice.
Oh, that's a bad judge. Thank goodness we have our judge in the normal cases. This guy stinks.
Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders.
Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness.
I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Oh, who's it gonna be? Gumshoe doesn't look that different. There's a little bit like less bags under his eyes, but he doesn't look that different for 6 years. Okay, maybe I'm... Okay, yes, his coat is different. It's beige. Although, to be fair, you don't know that it's a different coat. He could just never wash it. Do you ever think of that?
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Gumshoe. Oh, that's fair. Edgeworth hasn't cut his salary yet.
Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. Finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago.
Alright, he's got a little bit more life in him. He's a little younger. I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, man. You got any idea how much work it takes?
What is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. Gumshoe. Excuse me?
No, seriously, my heart. It's aching for you.
He hasn't met Maggie yet, clearly.
Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up in contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. He was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. Not much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge.
Okay, interesting.
And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met here, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car.
Okay, but why go all the way out to the bridge and then stab her in the back to then take her back off the bridge?
He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see.
40 feet above the Eagle River. Sounds very... Everything here sounds very convenient. This is definitely giving the vibes of... I don't think he actually did any of it. Well, except maybe kidnapping. Kidnapping, I think he might have done.
Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge.
Oh, that's convenient.
Sir Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. There was no blood on the bridge, and you have no proof that they even met there.
Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth, not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony.
A man has fallen into a river in Lego City. Oh no.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, Mia. Hang on.
Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for the morning tea. Trust me and get ready.
Summary of the incident. I don't know. Yeah, Kitten is, he's still calling us Kitten.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway.
Again, this doesn't make sense. I mean, I know criminals can be dumb, but if you went to the place where you already supposedly and allegedly dumped a body in a river, why would you take the body with you? And not just dump it in the river too.
Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain.
Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge.
Naturally.
Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up.
Hey, settle down there, kitten. You keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
True. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right. Especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness. Everyone's a beginner in here.
Huh. Got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten.
It is very hot outside. Cannot relate to it being cold. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Oh no. We're watching fucking CSI and Law and Order. That's where we're getting the... I say this, I actually did get a question right that everyone else got wrong on like a high school gov test because I watched an episode of Law and Order. So, it could be useful. A high school gov class, actual court trial. What's the difference? Day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Arthur was the defendant, Terry Falls.
What? The defendant? The defendant called her?
Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. He left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls.
And why didn't you just say that? Like, hello? Why wouldn't you just say that? If that was the case. A note? Also, who leaves a note about a...
Yeah, a top secret memo that she left at her desk.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. what idea was it to keep that note from me?
Huh. Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now.
Yeah, an unknown person we 100% identified after the crime as the defendant, but I think I'm funny, so just omit 90% of this sentence.
Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
The detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap? And that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. What do I actually have for the court record here? What is this? Alright, Falls, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Huh? Some interesting parts of this note. Interesting. Died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Okay. Oh, people call him Bratworth? Oh, that's adorable. A bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there?
Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that?
If you remember 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge.
The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and had to go Mr. Falls.
Huh. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic.
And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir.
Was the body of the victim discovered right away?
Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move, we've got you surrounded."
Wait a second. Is there something weird about that?
The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have
Mentioned the phone call to someone else, right?
If that's what had happened, she wouldn't have been killed.
Never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. Well, he had noticed it earlier. Maybe she'd still be alive.
I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Yeah, why not? Let's see. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder a little bit about, like, this is all real convenient. Like, criminals are dumb, and our defendant doesn't seem like the brightest bulb in the shed. However, stuff is a little too neat, if you will. The whiskey's being served a little bit too neat. Mr. Falls had a car then?
Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right?
Well, where'd the other car go then?
What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? Oh no, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light.
Like GTA?
Car thieves. Not sure how I feel about car thieves.
So Dahlia's name, thought Falls did nothing. Yeah. Fairly sure he's completely innocent, but I'm assuming based on the lore that we know of Edgeworth at the time, we lose this case. And Falls may very well be sentenced to death as an innocent man. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything?
There's a photo of the stolen car's trunk.
Where's the knife wound? Where's the blood? You see where he broke into the trunk?
Naturally. That's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Oh, that doesn't look too comfortable.
The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah. Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
We're talking about a woman here.
Okay, dude. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a bot. They're getting creative now, man. Normally they just spam nonsense. They're getting creative. Yeah, I mean, seeing a murder victim be like, wow, man, that trunk doesn't look that comfortable. Of course, if they're actually dead, comfort doesn't really matter.
We're talking about a woman here.
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm.
It's really convenient that there's no blood on the bridge, and all the photos also don't show any of the wounds. It's really, really convenient that nothing from the crime scene actually shows a crime has taken place. I mean, it's on the back, but I'm like, it's really convenient.
Condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange to you anyway.
I mean, well, just a little bit. Kind of do, actually.
What does the defendant have to say about this photo?
Well, he always says, ma'am.
I don't see anything strange to you. This definitely isn't the statement. Yeah, I know.
Always says, ma'am. I didn't do it. I didn't do none. That's all he says. Nut? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. That's what he always says, Your Honor. Then he always says, sorry, I told a little lie. Something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested.
Precisely.
Hold on, can I go back to this? I kind of do actually want to. Hold on, let me save real quick. Alright, we'll come back to this. Penalty. I mean, clearly there is a problem with it, but what other people do I have here? Police officer and victim. You. Alright, we have no one else here. He does look a little emo. I see. It's true, stealing is a little bit different than murder and kidnapping and extortion.
It certainly is some impressive police work.
Hell no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. I figured that Mr. Falls might just try to run.
You met at 4:30 and you had set up a police checkpoint at 5? What do you mean it was too close for comfort?
The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30, and it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint.
That was kind of close. Any later, and Mr. Falls could have slipped right by.
Listen up, kid. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony.
A trap?
Walk into it carelessly, and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh?
No, it's not.
Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you'd better get some more information. If you're going to get caught in the trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards.
Ever famous contradictions. Sure hope I can find some of those. Okay, I think we've pressed everything. Let me save here and see if we can find something here. Rescue Bridge at the designated time at mess with Mr. Falls, and that's where she was brutally murdered. Tried to make a getaway. Now do I say this? Nope. Okay. What am I missing? I feel like I have pressed everything. Hold on, let's see. We did this one already. This was the trap. It's true, it might just not be that photo, but then I don't know what it is. Nope, we've done that one already. Let me try to figure out what we got here. Hold on, let me try this one real quick. No. Okay. No, you don't see it. Okay. Appreciate you not saying. Let's see if I can figure this part out. Your body into the trunk. Okay, let's see what I actually have here. Is it this? Nope. Okay. Anyway. Nothing wrong here. Oh. Yep. 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 There's no white scarf. I'm getting thrown by like the busted up trunk latch. It's the scarf. Witness. No one's impressed.
What is it? You have something to say, Miss Fey?
I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. This is the first time I've ever actually had to address someone like that.
Should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Fey, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. What a piece of my coffee candy.
Candy?
Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, Mia. Shake it off, you're a lawyer. I don't want any of your candy. Detective,
Yes, ma'am.
in this photo, you said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim.
The note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten that the victim looked like, thus this special request.
I
have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where's the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
A
little bit. Where'd it go?
Oh, we told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this?
I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching for so desperately for is this one.
Is it this one, perchance? Well, that's not a white scarf, that's blue. Unless my eyes deceive me. But I've taken the test. I'm pretty sure I'm not colorblind.
Where'd you find that, sir?
And why does it have what looks like blood on it?
On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation.
Why? Why didn't you tell me?
I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel.
Was it just dirt? It looked like dark. It looked like dark blood, like aged blood.
It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic.
I guess it's dirt and mud, but
it's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for.
Looks like it spent some time in the mud.
Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day.
Prosecutor Edgeworth was intentionally hiding the scarf the whole time.
Court will accept the scarf into evidence.
Worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Why is it muddy on the bridge?
Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Fey?
Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck.
Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, then the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Furthermore, we will show exactly what occurred there.
Sounds quite promising. Can't wait to hear all about it.
Everything is moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius, huh? Events on Dusky Bridge.
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness.
Oh, interesting. Of course, it's in black and white. Can't tell any colors when it's in black and white. Gosh darn it. Interesting.
This photo was accidentally just the pic wearing the scarf, sir.
Also, who took this? Freaking Lotta Hart from 6 years ago?
It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on.
No one looks like they have a knife on them. Interesting. A hat? Where'd the hat go? Hat also wasn't there. Okay.
Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back.
On a rickety old bridge? Let's see, now everything else looks right, but we don't know where the hat is, that's true.
That was the bed when the scarf fell off. Look at this photo. You really get the sense that this bridge is very high up.
It's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below.
Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway?
Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party.
Ah, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify.
Is it the victim from 5 years ago? Is it the victim from 5 years ago took the picture?
The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor.
All right, let's yeah. The bots are out today. My word. All right.
Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I agree. Who is it? We should be able to test, like, what were they doing there?
As you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge.
The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
No, not again. It's not fair.
I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Let's see what we can find out. Who is this eyewitness?
He's a college student.
That would be about the time for 5 years. A female college student?
That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, man. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her.
Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her.
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements, that is all.
What is that supposed to mean?
The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student.
Female college student, eh?
You mean she's female and a college student, sir? You absolutely must hear her testimony. You'll have to give us a good reason why.
Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question.
This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the victim wearing... Accidentally taken? I don't know if I believe that. The victim's wearing a scarf in the photo, right? It's about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way in the mountains?
He was taking photos of wild flowers, apparently.
She was taking photos of flowers, and there's someone named Dahlia?
There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Fey. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there.
Spirits? How'd you mention it in this photo? Cloudy fog-like thing. Is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. It's drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on.
Drizzling, huh?
That's right. There was light rain coming down, the whole place was dreary. Not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now.
No one laughed.
Looks like a cold front just moved in.
In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog.
I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Anyway,
How do we know this? Is that part of the witness's testimony as well?
of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach.
Hmm?
I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal.
Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean you pushed someone down like that once? And his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. Oh, I see.
Huh. Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself.
Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. What record, huh? I mean, how would he have pushed her down from this image? They're standing face to face and far apart. How would he push her down from behind?
That must have been when the scarf fell off.
So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh?
That's what the witness said. It looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am.
The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too. Should explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but something about the testimony that's still bothering me.
And talking about a surprise, I had no idea there was a photo.
So what do I do?
You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean.
Of course I do.
So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. What you believe is the truth. And that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance.
Okay. Like, accidentally doesn't make any sense. It was drizzling, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Let me save here. Like, this doesn't seem right, though. Tell her the whole truth must come out. No. Okay. Let me think about this then. Let me think. And stabbed her in the back. No. Let me think. No. Well, hard to see what's going on. Photos accidentally taken by the witness. No, this isn't it either. But maybe the hat. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. No, nothing. Interesting. And stabbed her in the back. The photo itself doesn't matter. No. Okay. This is interesting. Scarf. Can I present the scarf to this one? No. What's going on? No. Okay, what else do we have? What am I missing? What am I missing here? That bridge. I really don't know. There's something in the court record. There has to be. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. What am I thinking? It's definitely falls. No. I'm really not sure what it wants me to do. Go through this one again. Of course it is. This is save your nest to the third person. Take a look. The court record seems to have wet itself. Something about the court record. Something about this statement and the court record. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I not thinking of? Criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. No. What am I not thinking of? Nothing to do with that. Oh no, it is this one. Okay. I don't exactly know what's happening, but let's go with this. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too, just a generally soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. Oh, is it because everything looks completely dry in that picture? Right, where's the mud on her if she was pushed down? That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay.
This is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
By all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. There's about the photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day.
Is it the front? Naturally, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. The victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge. And the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled.
Oh my, you're growing that because of the playoffs? I got bad news for you, man. The Canadian teams have not been doing well recently. You're gonna be growing that beard for a long time. They lost to a Florida team this year.
I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy.
Really? Then how did the scarf get muddy then?
If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy.
Fortunately, I've yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken.
Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day?
The surface of the bridge, huh?
Huh. A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Alright, misogynist Godot, let's calm down here, alright? Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The evidence is the scarf.
Ah,
It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud.
No, I can't be outwitted by this.
Novice bimbo. Whoa, buddy. Spending too much time with Manfred there, alright? Let's calm down. Hey, same to you, buddy.
Fey's assertion makes perfect sense to me.
I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. And let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we?
All right. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here.
Huh. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten.
But Mr. Armando.
No matter what he says, contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three.
True.
What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it.
Court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know.
save here. Safety save.
Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is.
Yes. The false evidence in this case is the... Well, there was a body in the trunk. There was a photo. It's gotta be the testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen?
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true.
Huh. Not just true, it's the truth. There was a truly decisive witness in this case. I'm certain that boy wondered who there would have called them in the first place.
Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all.
You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time.
Very well, please bring forth your witness at this time.
Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? It's the victim of the first crime 5 years ago.
Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes.
This is it, Mia. The battle begins here.
Witness, what is your name and occupation?
Oh, no effing way. You're kidding me. It's her. It's her again. I don't even remember her name. But she's the one that got away with murder once and tried to also pin a murder on Phoenix. Well, we know she, Alright.
Oh, when I look at you, how will I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut hole. Feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Why do we got like 6 years ago is apparently like fucking 20 years ago in this courtroom today? Hey, not so fast.
As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate.
Oh, she's not delicate at all. She's a cold-blooded murderer.
I would ask the courts to please exercise care when addressing her.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You're a true gentleman. Miss Fey, you can learn a lot from this man.
He's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir?
Yes, my dear.
Oh my gosh.
This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
Now then, may we please have your name and occupation?
My name's Melissa Foster.
That was not her name. in the other ones. I know that. That is a fake name. That was not her name in the other case.
I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct?
And you were the one who took this photo? Is that accurate? How can you be so mean?
Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that?
Oh, but it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be... Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are...
Now then, young lady, would you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best.
The witness's photograph.
I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that I called the police.
But they aren't fighting in the photograph.
By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred?
I believe the map would be of help here.
I was standing right over here.
Yep, that's gonna play a role.
I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs.
So you took the photo from that location, eh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
Oh, what a cute camera. Just like its owner.
Melissa Foster took the witness's photo with a small but powerful model. Okay.
Alright, and then Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel.
Oh great, we're gonna be walking on eggshells. Okay. Save here. What do we have here? Interesting. Alright, let's see. She's using the camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. Let me try this, because they don't seem to be fighting in this picture.
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was.
But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
Duh. My apologies, young lady. Miss Fey's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit.
You can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up, the film I mean.
That does not look like a film camera. That does not look like a film camera.
Ran out of film.
This photo was the last one.
What? I don't know, man. That don't look... Maybe it is. But it doesn't look like a film camera to me.
What?
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos of the witness herself playing among the wild flowers.
The witness herself, then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it.
So you took photos of yourself?
I remember taking some photos of myself once too.
Please, no details.
Seems that Miss Fey's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Wait just a minute.
Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh?
Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Boy, this guy's really a sucker for sweet talk.
Huh. Looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening. Some wildflowers. Okay. Then there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. And they just started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. Hold on, something isn't right here. He tried to want to run away. Why'd she try to run away? Hold on. The victim, why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal.
This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you,
I'm sure she would have acted differently. What in the world is wrong with you? Edgeworth.
Quaggy, why you...
If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river.
He is a little brat. Like, what is going on here? There's still something wrong with this testimony. There absolutely is something wrong with this testimony. Whoa, there is something wrong with this testimony. Because of the positioning, yeah. Like, the camera angle is wrong.
So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her.
That seems to make sense.
I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off.
huh, does it now? You have a good sixth sense. You feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why.
Cherry Falls isn't the criminal. And there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers.
We're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia.
There were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they just started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away. So which one is it? Question is I think I know the answer is based on where she says she was and based on where the picture looks like it was taken from. She couldn't have turned around and run away. The bridge was out. Like there's nothing here. Witness, your testimony is a joke.
Huh? What? But I just...
Hey, I think I warned you not to make the witness cry.
One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse.
Say there were 2 contradictions.
It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they're here and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then,
she would have hit a dead end.
you said 10 yards, but she wouldn't have even run 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side.
What does all this mean?
It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion.
What do you mean?
There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say?
What are you referring to?
It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it.
You're saying...
I'm saying that even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence.
Huh. That guy's good.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram on the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward.
Well, Miss Fey, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No, it wasn't your fault at all.
Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw.
Indeed. Alright, young lady. I ask you to please proceed with your testimony.
But it's so hard to go on.
We're all on your side, Miss Foster.
There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir.
Running from the crime. This has the feeling of one of those like scripted fights that you're intended to lose.
After she stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms.
Okay.
Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose it was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
And witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts his testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make really great mocha latte.
This trial isn't over yet.
Huh. That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Fey, your cross-examination, if you please.
Contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. It is. Because once again, it's the same piece of evidence. She shouldn't have been able to see where the car was. We'll save just in case, but... Let me make sure that actually saved, by the way. She shouldn't have known there was a car there. come on, that is what it is. Maybe I have to press first. Because she shouldn't have known there was a car there. You personally witnessed that?
Yes.
Did anything strange happen when he did that?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off.
You mean this scarf?
Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem.
Make sure the body stayed hidden. But that is a contradiction. Because she shouldn't have been able to see the car. This isn't gonna work, but... No, it's not. Yes, that's the contradiction.
You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult.
Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to carry a dead body on a bridge like that?
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly.
Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden?
Sorry, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us.
Well, right, I mean, he could have just...
Why do you say that?
It's already a broken down bridge and away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it?
Yes, but the mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there.
But it's February, right? And if it was raining that day, correct?
There's also a small temple and a channeling dojo there.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body?
Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face...
You're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face?
Well, they were far away and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw.
Excellent. You're a remarkably honest young woman.
Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what?
Hey kid, have you ever put salt in your coffee?
No, why would I?
Why not?
Huh?
It might actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence.
He's right, man. Go present something. Got nothing to lose.
By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well, after all.
Let me quickly pick her up and start. This is the only one I haven't pressed, so let's look at this. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge?
Actually, maybe she did fall.
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense.
It's what we already established.
If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
You don't mind, I was asking the witness.
No need to be so rude.
Well, young lady.
Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison grabbed her before she could.
Huh. We're one step too slow. Then what did the defendant do after that?
I still want it to be this, but it's not letting me be it. So I'm gonna do this one more time. still never this. So probably right logic, wrong thing. So let's think. What do I actually have here? Photo of the trunk of a false car. Seems to have been taken by the witness. Oh, maybe this? Maybe I present this photo? Nope. Was worth a shot. Photo of the trunk. Died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Alright, let's go back to it. What do we have here? After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms and carried her over to the car. So that's the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Talk about what I... Oh, maybe it's here? No. Right, let me try the car here. Nope. Don't save. Load. Nope. What am I missing? It's the only way we could actually... Let me just leave the body on top of the bridge. What am I supposed to talk about what I've seen? Nope. What am I thinking? What am I missing? I'm missing something here of like what it wants me to do. I'm just leave the body on top of the bridge. I'm supposed to talk about what I saw. Save it on this last one, because I feel like this last one has something to do with it, but I don't know what. Let me save from here. Nope. I'm gonna brute force it here a little bit. I don't think this is any. I don't think this is the statement that I need to contradict. Because I'm definitely a little lost on it. No. This is not it. We did that one. Did I actually do something here? Did I actually press this? And this was the one where we talked about the people. Oh no, this was the defendant carry the body all by himself. This is a weird thing where he does kind of get emotional. Maybe it's something to do with this one? There's only way he can make sure the body stays hidden. Yeah, okay. This is... I see. The killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Yeah.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
For those who are not aware, Inca River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Ah,
In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Yeah?
order, order, order. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fey. I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
How sad. Perhaps, Miss Fey, would you want to try to take a dip in the river herself? After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this was what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
Quite true. Hey, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
What the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car.
I mean, of course I can. I can deny that that was the body.
Sound inconsistent with what the witness has told us?
Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
What is he talking about? All right, I'll do my best. Oh my gosh, we're back to this point. He carried her over to the car. The killer, broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. But why? What did that man do? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. And that's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police.
And so that's when you called the police.
You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. Couldn't just leave the body on. Okay, this is the part where it's up. Killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car. And had the body there. Now do I finally get to present this piece of evidence that was obvious from the very beginning? Yeah, you can't see the car. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done this time.
Done what?
Made a crucial mistake.
Crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fey?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes.
Yes, and?
It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. That's what I was trying to do 15 minutes ago.
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car.
How effing convenient that this diagram is inaccurate in every way that matters, that makes it completely useless as a piece of evidence.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
No, I don't think you were.
I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash.
I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? And this is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge. But the outcropping that's being referred to is really more like a cliff.
Huh.
Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. But still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car.
No!
Order in the court. What's the meaning of this ballyhoo?
Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
That is absolutely conjecture and hearsay, by the way. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Mr. Judge?
What is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hey, wait a minute, you can't just say that.
Miss Fey, no one on the face of the planet is perfect.
Oh, yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say? To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
What? That's not fair. Absolutely would be grounds for mistrial.
Save the tears for later, kid.
Mr. Armando.
Don't look back until the trial's over. Now's the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair.
Okay, kid. You need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Well, Miss Foster, till you can explain how you knew that. You're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
Renus.
Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there are marks left on the trunk lid.
How did you see the marks on the trunk lid?
I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see that photo.
When I saw it immediately.
It's true, these certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fey, are you satisfied?
It is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. Can't make any mistakes. Let me save them. she just said. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere? I say it doesn't work. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally got her. Oh.
I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be fast if Mrs. Fey explained herself.
Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... This is an interesting question that I don't know the answer to. She put the corpse in herself. She's the owner of the car. That doesn't make sense. I mean, although she could know that. She happened to be passing by. It could be that she passed by the car, but the whole point is, right, so the camera has a timer. So that's how it was able to take a picture beforehand. Let's try this one first. She just happened to be passing by the area where the car was parked.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Frankly, Your Honor, after hearing a pathetic response like that, I have to question whether or not such a pathetic lawyer should even exist.
You hear that, Miss Fey? Just called you a knucklehead.
Overdoing things a little bit?
Okay, no. I think I get as many chances as it takes, but... But the corpse, there's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes, what is it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of the car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous, I could never. It was the man in the prison garb, he's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk. He would have simply used the car key. Yep, there was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Yeah. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. And it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No! Yeah.
Preposterous. To even suggest the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have only been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs.
It's obvious here now.
Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter of this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
It has a timer function.
Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fey? Now, when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field.
The defense, please explain further.
Listen, this is a crucial point.
Save then. Once I got it.
Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? And answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity.
Well then, please answer the question.
Where was Melissa Foster? This is an interesting one. Over here? Or over here? I think. Nope. I was wrong. She had to put the body in trunk before the defendant returned. No, okay. That's what I thought. Oh. She put the body in the trunk at the time as you suggest. That must mean that Valerie Hawthorne was already dead at that point, correct?
Indeed.
Please take a look at the top of Dusky Bridge. It certainly looks to me like the victim is still alive. Am I mistaken? Who is this? Now it is famous for a spirit, so maybe you think it was the ghost of the victim. Well, it could have been a spirit, right?
Hey, don't waste the court's time with this kind of foolishness.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. So the other option is... Oh. She was right here. She was the victim. The body was already in the trunk. Naturally, the witness was right here.
Well, that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing.
Yeah, because Miss Hawthorne was already dead.
Order, Miss Fey, what on earth?
Which is why she was wearing a blue scarf and not a white scarf. Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met with the victim. How asinine. Of course Mr. Foles met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Foles. No. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in this photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. And who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness.
What?
It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster.
Me?
Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. The defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. Not that well. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in the federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? Got it all right here. The piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. Time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne had looked like. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face, and that's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear the scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like she asked, or like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? Or should we say, Dahlia?
No!
She collapsed.
Where's Miss Foster?
She's collecting herself in the lobby.
It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it?
Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit.
Huh.
Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Till then, this court is in recess. Friends and the prosecution are both away in their respective lobbies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood.
Very well, the court is in recess.
To be continued.
Let's see if we can get through this trial part, because I think I have an understanding of what's happening here, which presumably is, yes, I remembered correctly. Melissa Foster was not that character's name, so it's probably Dahlia. So probably he was sentenced on false testimony, and now Hawthorne wanted to, set the record straight, but Dahlia couldn't allow that, and therefore killed Detective Hawthorne and set up our friend here, Falls. Let's see if we can get to that through this. Don't know if we have enough evidence. Mr. Falls, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to say thanks, you're real good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks, we're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime.
Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information, right.
What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy's on death row for. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie.
Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago.
Okay, I trust you. That day 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture reminds me everything. Bridge looks same just like that 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute.
So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
Huh. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true, I did. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yup. Melissa Foster is Dahlia Hawthorne, which is the name of the person that we're thinking of. And so that's her sister. And so her sister gave false testimony. Yup. But then wanted to come clean. Your girlfriend? Huh?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
What? Are you serious? The girl, let her go. Yep.
Shut up. You come closer and I'll kill her.
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. You're gonna see more this time? Oh, yeah. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first, I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but it was to protect her little sister. I can understand why she did it.
Wrong, no protect sister. Valerie betrayed me, betray us.
What do you mean she betrayed you? Did she shoot?
Everything, all lies. All make-believe, kidnapping too.
A make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend. My love, my teen angel.
Hold on a second. Buddy. 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 I can do basic math, man. I don't got a lot of sympathy for you, bud. Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas.
I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says.
Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too.
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich, jewelry business. We get one jewel, that's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note, send it to her dad. Asked her $2 million diamond. Tell him make an exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she knew detective.
Having a police detective in your pockets is a useful thing, all right. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh?
Yeah, but that woman...
Mm-hmm.
That woman Valerie, she do it for real. She shoot at me for real, me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm, Dahlia. She jump in river.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Woke up with police all over.
And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence.
I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. That is potentially survivable. It's close. But
These 5 years, all I wonder is why? Why? Why did she lie? That's all I want to know.
So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself.
Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her, just ask why. Why? Why'd you lie? Why'd you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth, that's all.
so that's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it?
Huh? Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it?
I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really, I don't know. It's gone with Dahlia.
With Dahlia?
That day on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia, gone forever. Into Eagle River.
It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come back in now. We're about ready to go. Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne?
Never found her, my sweet Dahlia.
They never found her.
Swallowed by the river, gone. Dahlia, my teen angel.
Your teen angel. How old was she anyway?
Just 14.
14? Because you were robbing cradles before diamonds. Well, at least we all admit to it.
She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil. Man, oh man. Angels these days.
Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel? Or is she really a...
It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now.
You bet.
Training reels come off now, Mia. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it.
All right. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Goodness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady. Not this again.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is...
Oh, she's not gonna be innocent. She's not innocent now. She's not gonna be innocent like a year from now with Phoenix. She's got like one of the highest body counts in the series.
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime, that's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman?
It's certainly hard to imagine this woman is a murderer.
A motive, I figured that's what I had to establish next.
Well, Miss Fey, do you have any evidence of a motive? I mean, yeah.
Yes, of course, I think. Huh. Still acting as tame as a kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see you're such an honest and upstanding young lady.
Looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right up.
Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. Melissa Foster's history.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before.
That's a lie.
And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl, I just think the defendant's a terrible, horrible monster.
How do you know he kidnapped someone 5 years ago? If you would have been out of the country. Out of the country, eh?
Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder.
Indeed.
You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case.
Alright, let's think this through. How do we know where we're going. It's how do we get there?
So what country were you living in then? We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed.
It was a brutal civil war. She had to try to make her way back home alone.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification.
How convenient.
What kind of sob story is this? Should I press her for details?
Yeah, let me press harder, actually.
Witness, answer my question.
I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here for is to validate whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point.
Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add that you just started to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
Okay, that was good. Either the victim or the defendant. So that is a lie. We know that's a lie. How do we establish that's a lie, though? Okay, let's keep going. Well, I guess we could...
So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? Just love being outdoors, picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. Oh boy. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess.
No, you were such a goth.
By the way, what's the name of your college?
The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you, she's really gone too far.
Miss Fey, you're treading on thin ice here.
I hardly said anything.
Talk about sensitive. I mean, yeah, figured it out. It actually played out perfectly because I did forget her name from the first case of Trials and Tribulations. So it actually worked out perfectly that I had the realization as I was playing through.
I don't think that's true. Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. Well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Fey, your last statement proves nothing.
Oh, really? And why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that at the time an officer showed her this photo.
That seems like a rather serious mistake.
It's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair. That wicked inmate, I'll never be able to forget that horrible day.
You knew about that incident? But weren't you out of the country until the year before last?
Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history.
They're still living abroad 5 years ago, is that right?
Yes.
Can't let her get away with these lies.
Listen to me, she's neck deep in this whole thing. But now you're just going to have to get her to show the court her true self.
Alright. So that's the part that's wrong. But I need to figure out how to prove that. Mountain of 4, I certainly don't have any reason for lying to her. Police officer. Did I do this one already? Okay, no. Yes, I did.
Objection!
This is the one thing I haven't done yet, so let's do this.
A grudge. Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. Seems rather forgetful, your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
She's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. Now let's press harder.
You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that? Well, they couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Well, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a better man.
This is bad. Mr. Fall's reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. It's best not to poke so deep. What should I do with that last statement?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. It's not to poke too deep. What should I do with the last statement? But how would she have known? Because she wasn't even in the room at the time when we were discussing the difference in color.
Your Honor, what the witness said just now is tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony.
The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. A testimonial helps to further prove that point.
No, that's not why I...
Now, witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge.
Yeah. This is the one I want to... Yeah.
It's true Mr. Falls did give instructions to Valerie Hawthorne about their meeting. The note that she left said, wear a white scarf for identification.
Yes, what about it?
Isn't it obvious? Doesn't it strike you as odd? That note was a secret piece of evidence. How is it that the witness knows about it?
Correct.
Order. It's odd, isn't it? Mr. Edgeworth, you show top secret evidence to the witness.
Your Honor, I certainly never gave anyone permission to do such a thing. In that case, the only way the witness could know about that note would be... Just a moment. Of course he didn't know about that note. It's just, I saw when it happened with my own eyes. When the victim went to see the killer, she used her own scarf to signal him. And that's why I assumed that the signal was a white scarf.
Well, where'd the scarf go then?
Does that make sense?
Come on, Mia, you can't let her weasel out of it that easily. Witness, sorry, but your explanation isn't gonna work here. But why? It's true, that's what I saw.
Impossible, there's no way you could have seen the victim use a white scarf to signal him. For what reason? Couldn't have seen. I wish she was already dead.
You said several times in your testimony that the victim was wearing a scarf.
A white scarf, correct?
Yes, is something wrong?
That's what I'd like to know, Miss Foster. Have a look at this. It's the victim's scarf. I'm sure people would disagree about what to call this color, however, I'm certain it's not white. You knew what the note said.
She knew the content of the note.
No! It says, wear white scarf for identification. That's the reason why you said it was white. Well, Miss Foster?
No!
Come now.
Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation.
I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, the witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
You say one more person?
That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten?
Yup. The third person that knew the contents of the note was Dahlia Hawthorne. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne. Never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There's her name right there.
Where's this? So who's this person's Dahlia Hawthorne?
Miss Fey must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
The dead?
Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? You don't mean...
Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago. When she fell off of Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age you are.
Even you couldn't. Miss Fey, you're not saying.
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us, this is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Nice work. It was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. Unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hidden arsonist.
I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
Witness, just who are you anyway?
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
You're not their lawyer.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far.
You don't mean...
Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did she say?
Huh. Looks like the kid knew.
He knew her true identity from the get-go.
No way, but then why?
You hadn't revealed her secret. He wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
I thought she died 5 years ago.
We thought so as well, but as you can see... Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Really, Miss Fey, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost.
How dare you?
Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. And even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Fey must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her.
What? I mean, that's absolutely what she did.
Inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Trey, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible witness would the witness have for killing her beloved sister?
What's in the note? Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he turned it around on me.
Huh. I think you need a little push in the right direction, King. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
That wasn't me. It was this guy. This crazy coffee addict.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Huh. What makes you think they're empty, boy?
Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course. Aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me?
The rashness of youth, how charming.
It's coming from someone younger than me?
Now then, let's not waste any more time, Miss Fey. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne?
Well, I would say it's this.
The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, "Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out." Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth.
Whole truth?
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
A terrific story, Miss Fey. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fey. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh yes, I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony.
What testimony?
Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters.
Very well. I grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little make-believe?
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. 5 years ago.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe, after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fey?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've heard the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. Huh. We're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up, we've still got that info, that ace up our sleeve.
What info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby.
I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too.
Except the fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret.
See if we can get there.
I was kidnapped. Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship? Yes, as a tutor.
You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me.
That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14.
You probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see.
Quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Falls.
Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow?
What happened to it?
I heard the diamond is valued at in the neighborhood of $2 million.
$2 million?
It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk.
$2 million pint of milk. I don't know what to think about that.
The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange, not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think you wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If you ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape.
There's one thing that a kidnapper wants to prevent, and it's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is.
Yeah, right. It was all your plan.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and... after she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm.
That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage.
Yes, but actually that saved my life.
What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. And that's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind.
I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment.
Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try to run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin.
Bloodthirsty grin?
And in the next instant...
I advised the court to remember that the river's 18 feet deep and is incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I'd been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. A crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind, that was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river.
And that's why you hid your identity.
Yes, I only told my sister.
Well, you're Hawthorne, eh?
Yes, she's the only one who knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years.
I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again.
I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible.
She was the only person left in the world I could count on. You think I killed her? There's no way I could.
It's the moment of truth for those witnesses, too. Once the truth about the staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is. Just have to prove that kidnapping was a hoax.
Kidnapped by Mr. Falls. This is where exactly. We know something is not right here. But the only thing I have is this diamond. President Ron diamond my sister Valley brought to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. But I was afraid I was his money. The question is exactly which one the diamond. The diamond is the only new one I have. Try the other one. So it's nothing of this here. I tried this one, right? Yeah. Doesn't get me anywhere. Let's see. Come on. So Mr. Falls tried to kill me by showing the bridge from behind. She made the exchange, shot Mr. Falls in the arm. But why? Done this one already. Saved your life. Didn't have anything I could press harder on though. $5. Too many to get a brute force, so I really need to figure out like what it's trying to do. Let's go. Kidnapped. I know that's accurate now. Don't know. The ransom price was a raw diamond. She made the exchange. She shot Mr. Falls in the arm. I think I've tried this one already. Staged kidnapping. How do I prove that the kidnapping was a hoax? How do I prove that the kidnapping was a hoax? How do I prove that the kidnapping was a hoax? Person. Decided to change my identity and start a new life. This wasn't the diamond either, right? Or was it? No, it's not the diamond either. What am I missing? Yeah, Dahlia was definitely kidnapped. Kidnapped, in quotation marks. Is this the letter? No. Not the letter, it's not the diamond. I really don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out, like, where is it trying to lead to? Shutting off. Hold on, let me just get through this again and make sure. Let me try pressing some things again and seeing. Chip, yes, was tutor. Because I keep going with how clever he is, but he's very not clever. Let me just press everything one more time and see. $2 million. We haven't added anything to the testimony. This we know we've done because it's this dangerous thing. Let go, but he had an arm. Bloodthirsty grin. And then she dived in. Never forgot about it. Yes. Her sister. Start a new life. Let me just try presenting this thing on all of them. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a brunt here. I forgot to do a fresh save after I'd gone through everything again. Seems like the diamond isn't the thing on any of it. Nope. It's literally because I don't see it. I don't see where the obvious contradiction is. And it's not the diamond either. Brought it to the bridge. Shove Mr. Falls in the arm. Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. This is the one. Okay. Do you say Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River? Oh, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls. Okay, let's figure out why.
I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked the court recall that the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed once a bit in the last 5 years.
Right.
Someone pushed you from behind as you've claimed.
Oh, I see.
Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. Almost certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Alright.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Well, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference.
Alright, any events occurred just as the witnesses testified, and the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into a river. So, lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see, Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness just testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's possible that Mr. Falls panicked. And therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
That's true, she would have fallen in the river. Ms. Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
Now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
You can't be serious. Objection. Leading the witness.
Order in the court.
It seems Miss Fey's assault has finally reached its conclusion. Not now, Mia. This is not the time to retreat. Fortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Fey's assault. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's possible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record.
Does it? Oh yeah, like he was not getting through it, right? Yeah.
Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It'd be impossible to push someone off from there. No! But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this would be a problem for her. You could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. More importantly, Dahlia Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge, that is clearly impossible.
Order, what's the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What's this?
Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current, but even more so,
The witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Oh, and what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. And this is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of Eagle River. "5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. No, it can't be. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself.
But she's a freaking sociopath. Actually.
She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Why, that's simply ridiculous.
Order, order, order.
Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon. And there's one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia, and then she told her what she was planning to do.
Planning to do?
She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Who is that laughing at a term like this?
Forgive me. It's just hilarious.
Witness, is that you?
You amuse me, woman, Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14 I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to that $2 million diamond? You can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fey.
I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fey. Are you stupid or something?
Can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
It seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm first to retract the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
That's it. It is really over. We have to lose because we know Dahlia has to be free to continue her sociopathic rampage so that we can eventually stop her a year or 2 from now. girl's made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Huh. Without evidence, the trial's over. Who decided that?
Mr. Armando?
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
There's enough proof. There's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person who can testify to that woman's crimes?
Listen up. This is your last chance. Think it over carefully one more time.
It's easy. This guy's her sister. Let me save this real quick. One person that can testify to the murder. Oh. Oh. Oh? Oh? Nope, it's not that. Okay. Dane Cadell murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister. In that case, there's only one answer. There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Well, I've tried everyone else. Yeah, it's my client. The defense wishes to call a new witness.
New witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls, the defendant. There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in this photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all, and that person is Terry Falls.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this?
Why not? The prosecution has no objection.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
Jesus, it's my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. And all I have left. Jesus, this is a long trial.
And then you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes?
I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true.
Because there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne, or was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry?
Dahlia? It's true. It's true, you are alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth. Tell the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there's one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Yeah.
I feel like that's basically an admission of guilt, Your Honor.
Well, now, Mr. Falls, to testify once and only once. Well, then, Mr. Falls, you will be the final testimony in this trial. On this. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Water, please, water. Can't talk, need water. Huh. Oh well, guess it'll have to be coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself.
Who Terry Falls saw.
That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. It was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie. Not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Fey. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial.
Well, then, Miss Fey, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think.
On that day, 4 p.m., stopped the car in front of the... According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It's raining, already dark too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes. Mr. Falls.
Eagle Mountain, that spot. Strong memories.
Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here? Yeah. You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it.
I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like the blink of an eye.
Watch my car from Bridge. I never put no body in that car.
You were watching the car?
That bridge other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching car.
Oh?
What else were you expecting him to do?
I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. Getting that feeling, a contradiction.
What's on the other side of the broken bridge anyway?
No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it.
Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing.
Save this and see if I can get this. Yeah. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge, you're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh? What?
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fey.
You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo, it's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right?
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge.
Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go, a special place.
Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge?
Yeah, It's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there.
Oh my gosh, it's that dang necklace.
A little bottle and a necklace is your memento. It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock, but then he left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes.
That much time.
Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No!
There certainly was enough time for it.
Still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Mr. False?
That's enough. Please. Witness? I promised her 5 years ago, whatever happens, that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle.
Oh my gosh. No! Stop the trial, Your Honor! We need a recess!
I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No, we're so close, just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence.
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls.
Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Falls!
Wow. Wow. Wow, dude.
And so, my first trial ended suddenly. And tragically. It ended with no winners. Only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable. That witch.
Mr. Armando?
We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten.
It's my fault? It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Me.
There it is. The music.
Don't you get it? You can't cry yet.
Oh.
The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Mr. Armando? No matter how tough the case,
No matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. And you file them away and eventually forget them.
1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case.
Yup. Yup.
Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years. And now something has happened that's made me remember all of this.
Did she get out? That was it? That was the whole thing? Bridge to the turnabout. What? Well, that's why it was so long. That's why the trial was so long. All right, well, that's where we'll end it for tonight. I guess we'll be back probably on Saturday to start that. That's crazy, dude. That entire episode was just a flashback. I don't know if I'm prepared for whatever we're going to wind up with when we start episode 5. Oh yeah, I'm excited. I don't... Clearly it's going to have something to do with it. We're going to connect to Dahlia's Gotta Come Back. Who knows if some other characters come back. Phoenix still has to eventually figure out who Godot is at some point. That's obviously why Godot knows us, is because of our involvement in the Dahlia Hawthorne case. So my word. What a way. What an episode. What a turnabout. Not expecting that. But that is where we will call it for the night. Thank you for tuning in, whether here or on the VOD on YouTube. Thank you so very much. Please have a wonderful night or a wonderful day, whatever it is you may be. I'm going to try to go get some sleep because it is late. Remember, stay hydrated, eat some food, get some rest, take care of yourself the best that you can. Without any further ado, good night. And bye-bye. See you Saturday.